sounds shitty, just do this and I'll get off.
Well, we were live like 2 seconds ago. He is off. Hey, guys, great Tuesday evening. I guess he came back. Great Tuesday evening, guys. It is April the 21st, and it was a beautiful day in the city of Brownsville, and we're live streaming this from everywhere today. It's everywhere. And, it's really good to be back in many aspects. It's good to have, Frankie back with his little masky. Hey, Frankie, how you doing?
How's it going, everybody? Happy Tuesday. How's it going, guys? It's glad to see Roman and Michael here. How y'all doing, guys?
Hey, Michael.
Okay. I'm doing well. I don't know. Roman looks like he's happy. He's waving. I'm happy.
I'm waving. That's all I'm doing. You look chill, Mike. You look totally chill. What the hell are you doing?
Good evening, Eggman.
I finally had 3 beers last night, man. I was really stressed out. I took 3 beers and it was good.
Hey, Luis. What's happening in Brownsville? We're going to be talking about that. Good evening, Carlos. Thank y'all guys for coming on. I appreciate it. The Guerrero family. My familia, los Guerrero, are on as well. Guys, thank you, Chris. Hey, Erasmo, what's up, bro? What's up, Chris? Let me say to everyone before we start. Alondra, is it necessary to do homework? If you're passing, no. We'll go into homework right now, Alondra. Oye, empezando, inventando the homework question. Mi raza. Good evening, Esther. God bless you, Leah. I love you. Say hi to Josh for me. Guys, it has been an interesting day in the city of Brownsville. I'm trying to get situated. It has been, hey, Joe! It has been an awesome day in the city of Brownsville. Eggman, send me the info. Today was the first day that retail was allowed to come back. John Chambers, my man, how you doing? Retail was allowed to come back in regards to curbside. You remember that one, Michael?
Yeah, but it's Friday, right? Or is it today?
No. The 21st. That's what the order was on yesterday. But we got another order today, no, Frankie?
Yeah, that is correct. There was a clarification in regards to the judge's orders, and if I may, real quick, just bring it up. Here it is, guys. The clarification in regards to the emergency management extending the mandatory county-wide shelter in place.
And I think the ones that they changed were in regards to the retail. Is that correct?
That is correct. It is going to be curbside via online shopping. You can order on the phone, social distancing, the mask. All the employees must have the mask, and they're limiting the number of people to 10. The medical and dental practices, they can go into effect.
Saludos.
In waiting room is mandatory.
Saludos para Perla Martinez, my awesome high school graduate. Again, guys.
What they're saying is we're allowed to shop online. We're already doing
Buenas noches, Manny. Yeah, it's sort of a clarification. And let me tell you, before we get into it, I want to say something. I want to say that the judge, the county judge, Eddie Treviño, is doing a great job. You know, it's not easy what they're doing. You know, they're trying to protect everyone. Dori, saludos a Perla Martinez. They're trying to protect everyone as much as possible. So, again, you know, it's not an easy job, but I know a lot of it. Ivan, how's it going, my man? I know a lot of it is they're learning as they go. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We're adjusting as we go.
Yeah, they're adjusting.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy that even if it's just for curbside or online ordering, say you send them a message on Facebook to someone that has retail, you go pick it up outside. At least it's some revenue coming in. It's limiting the exposure anyway. So that's good. I like that.
Yeah, again. So in that respect, it's good. Again, one of the things that I was concerned about was not mentioned today in regards to the clarification. Not really concerned about, but, you know, I thought that there was some conflicting information was in regards to worship service. Because, again, the order that was placed in Friday or yesterday, can't remember, but the order that was placed in was kind of alluding to people could not worship at their church buildings. So it was kind of like, well, what do you mean you can't worship when the governor already said it was essential and you could? Well, what happened today, the governor went out and gave even further clarification, made it well known to individuals that no local order can supersede the governor's order in regards to houses of worship. Hola, Hilda, how's it going? People are allowed to worship as long as they maintain the social distancing guidelines and other CDC guidelines that are in place out there. Am I correct, Frankie, or am I out of touch?
No, that is correct. The governor, and again, he's been receiving a lot of inquiries into this religious these religious practices. But that is correct, Erasmo, in regards to religious worshiping.
Yes, Chris, that is Michael Rodriguez, the Southmost guy's voice. So yes, it is. So again, and I did ask for clarification from the Judge Eddie Trevino, and I'm confident that by tomorrow we'll have a little bit more clarification. But again, I'm going to say that the governor's order sticks in regards to worship. Now, someone called me out on it, and again, call me out. Hey, Zach the man, Zach Attack. And again, call me out respectfully. No hay problema. Someone called me out and said, "Well, Erasmo, then why are we so adamant in regards to when BISD said, hey, Cindy, when BISD said that they were waiting for the governor's order, then why are you saying now that you're adjusting to the governor's order?" And I want to say those are two very different things. We're talking about constitutional rights in regards to something that is provided as a service to the states. It's a constitutional right. It's actually in the which amendment, Roman? Hola, Roberto Rodriguez.
Well, I'm not a constitutional expert.
It's in the First Amendment. The First Amendment.
Come on, Roman.
I'm a little slow, man. This quarantine is just like totally messing everything up, man.
You and your phone and everything's slow there, man.
Really? Oh, is it bad again?
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. That's today. Yes,
so again, that is part of the conflicting statements. Eggman has a question, and I want to answer it before we move on, and then we'll go back in touch with it. Eggman says, supposedly BISD teachers are putting grades so they may count, and the district is extending 6 weeks till the end. That's what I heard. I'm going to say it once again. I actually had a small conversation with one of the high school principals today. I'm going to say this again, guys. If you were passing, that's Roman. If you are passing at the end of the 6 weeks, you will pass. These grades will not affect you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It will not affect you.
It makes no effing sense why they're doing this to everybody.
Again, guys.
Why are they doing this?
Again, it's like we're having to rehash. It's very clear. If you were passing and you do absolutely no work whatsoever, you will pass because these grades will not be used against you. Simple as that. If you were failing and were más o menos, then talk to your teacher, talk to your counselor, and they will help you in order for you to pass the year. Very simple. Now, the last one. I have not discouraged anyone from not doing their schoolwork. Please, students, please do the homework, the assignments that your teacher is giving you as much as humanly possible. But don't stress or fret about it. Do it out of respect and do it because you need to keep exercising your muscle acá arriba. Don't be dumb butts. Keep on studying as much as possible. But are they going to affect you in a negative way, Frankie?
No, sir.
Absolutely, positively not. Now, I want to go into something that Frankie just posted on his page, and I've shared in regards to my Twitter account, and I'm going to say it now. And we said it last night and yesterday morning and last night, and we'll say it again. You parents, be very careful with Zoom. Be very, very, very careful with Zoom. There have been teachers that have had issues. There have been teachers that have gotten threats on the Zoom, that they've gotten information. Frankie's going to put up the post again. Guys, be very careful on Zoom. We had a local church this weekend who had an inappropriate act come out on Zoom during their service. Guys, be very mindful of that. Be very mindful of that. Again, teachers, got to be careful with that. Michael, your wife is a teacher. Does she use Zoom?
Yes, she does.
Now, are you concerned? Are you concerned that maybe throughout one of those classes or one of your children's classes, that something inappropriate that you protect them from might come out?
Well, yeah. I mean, I am concerned. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because I see the joy that my 6-year-old, he's in first grade. He participated through Zoom on the first grade.
Right.
And he was so happy, man. He was so happy that he got to see his friends and this and that. So, but at one point they said, okay, if, like you said, I mean, with that church, some pornographic images come out all of a sudden, and we're trying to protect them from that, and then all of a sudden they're doing schoolwork, and they get that shown to them. I mean, it's you gotta be really, really careful with it.
Exactly.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? No, because my son will be just fine if he doesn't have that class, right? Does he miss his friends? Yes.
100%.
Does he miss going to school? Yes.
100%.
Girl just told me today, Papi, I want to go back to school. I'm like, I know, baby, and I just tell her, this is for when we go back, so you can appreciate what school is. And you don't wake up all grumpy and don't tell me you don't want to go to school. Yes, Papi, I promise I won't ever say I don't want to go. Like, okay, well, let's next time when we're allowed to go back to school, appreciate it. Yes. So, but they're going to be okay without the online Zoom. And I think we need to do away with it.
Michael, it's a learning opportunity, Michael.
Yeah, we need to do away with it 100%.
It's a learning man-up opportunity. Guys, sometimes in life you're going to be thrown curveballs, Hola, Jose. Howdy, Robert Rodriguez. You're going to get thrown curveballs, guys. Hey, Luis, how's it going, man? You're going to get thrown curveballs. You're going to have to adjust. I mean, we've had a couple of curveballs, Frankie. We've tried out Zoom. We've tried out Be Live. We've tried out, now we're on this platform. We're on YouTube channel now. So, guys, please go subscribe to Erasmo Castro YouTube channel. Please, we need to get to 1,000. But
and all this time, I thought you were adjusting just because your free trial ran out and you were just going to the next one.
Well, yeah, that too. you know us very well.
Is it okay if Frankie reads that notice for Frankie read what the teacher wrote that he posted on the wall?
Again, Roman? Again, you're cutting off. I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. Did anyone hear Roman?
Can Frankie read what he posted? No.
Can you read it out loud when you post it?
All right,
Sure. Let me bring it up real quick.
Can you have him read what he posted?
Yes, we got it, Roman.
Yeah, we got a message this evening. It said, I wanted to share something with you that happened to a BISD teacher today.
Listen to this, guys.
Many of us teachers are being pressured to Zoom with our students, and we are hesitant because of safety concerns. Well, today a teacher received an email to her BISD account stating that they had her Zoom password and demanded $2,000.
Crazy.
If she didn't pay up, they were going to use her account to send out porn to everyone, including students and coworkers. This is exactly why we don't want to use Zoom, but so many principals are pressuring teachers to use it, even though it's not mandatory. Please keep this anonymous.
Exactly. That is what was thrown out there, guys. And again, hey, Esmeralda, I know you, Eduardo, I'll answer your question right now. That is why we have to be very, very cautious. Now, again, look, we're going back to everything that we've been saying before anyway, guys. And again, I want someone to actually come on and say, well, that's what you said this, or y'all said this in the program, and it turned out the other way, Even the FBI has warned educators against using Zoom, 100%. Guys, I want someone to come and say, you said this, and then it's not. This is something different. It hasn't happened, guys. Guys, we've been saying this for the longest time. It is not safe to do what we're doing in the way we're doing. And the only one that we're exposing is the kids out there, man. It's not worth it. Now, guys, so what's happening now, we've got these threats from Zoom. We know for a fact that Zoom can be penetrated. Belinda can't hear me. I'm yelling. Zoom can be penetrated. Zoom can be thrown in there. My wife's district doesn't let her use Zoom, and that smart district. So it can be penetrated. Stuff can go in there. Everything is out there. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is that ultimately, whose responsibility is it now to make sure that the students are not seeing bad things? Whose responsibility is it? Parents' responsibility. So we're going back to what we were saying before. You shift the responsibility of the educational process to who? From the teacher in her classroom to the parent in their home. That's the way life is, guys. I mean, we're not making this stuff up, you know? There's still an option that the host has to be on one to allow someone to come on a conference call. Yeah, we understand that, Fred. The issue is that, and you can. The issue is that, again, you see people hacking in to banks, to major corporations, to federal entities. You think they're not going to be able to hack into a BISD or to any other school district live stream account? Come on, guys. I mean, people, they have fun doing this stuff. You know, it's a hobby for them. So again, the responsibility now of education, of educating the kids, has to be with a parent. Am I wrong?
Nope.
No, Eduardo, we can't go fishing yet. No, Dante, we can't go fishing yet.
Stupid.
Can't go fishing. So again, responsibility falls on the parents. The parents have to be making sure that they're monitoring, they're taking care, they're watching. I mean, they are responsible, guys. Even more so now. Now, people can say, we pay taxes and blah, 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 blah. We all know everyone pays taxes. Everyone pays taxes, not an issue. We are going through a pandemic that is worldwide, that changes the gameplay on everything that we're doing. So just suck it up, Buttercup. Let's do what we can and push forward. But let's stop putting pressure on our teachers. Let's stop putting pressure on our principals. And principals, please stop telling teachers to tell the students that all this is going to count. It's all going to matter. It is not going to matter. It's not going to count if the student was already passing. You know, I'd rather our kids and our teachers be told the truth instead of being fed all these dumb lies. Just tell them the truth. We can handle the truth.
At all.
Huh?
Or not being fed anything at all. Nobody's even showing up or saying anything
Nada.
regarding this.
Nothing.
Except for the meetings they took down after.
Oh, yeah. They did take down one of the meetings because one of the deputy superintendents said the poop word with the S.
Shoot.
Like, shoot. Hey, Erasmo, I have a question. Why are you in Facebook jail? I'm in Facebook jail because there's a lot of people out there that are so offended when you call them the truth, when you tell them the truth, like they're stupid, they're idiots, they're cows, and they get all offended. Look, if Minerva's an idiot, she's an idiot. She's stupid, she's stupid. It is what it is. You can't change that. And that's why, because all of a sudden you write out a comment out there and people get all tripped out. So now who's going to pay the $2,000, BISD or the teacher? I don't think anybody's going to be paying $2,000. Why is everyone asking me about the fishing? No, you can't go fishing.
Well,
No.
I'll tell you why. Because you can go golfing. So what's more of a secluded sport, golfing or fishing? Because I see a bunch of fishermen on their own, you know, away more than probably 60 feet away from another fisherman. Yet they can't do that, but they can go, you know, golfing buddies can go and golf. Just stay 6 feet away. Don't touch the, what is it, the little flag?
The flagpole.
What the hell is that? I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's like 75% of the fun, touching the flagpole.
It's stupid, man.
Stupid!
It's just because somebody's sponsoring your campaign or whatever, contributing to your campaign, and he wants to play golf, you allow golf. You know, that's really what happened. Because why golf? Why not softball? You know, where we have a softball league. Why not fishing? You know, it's just, come on, man.
That's exactly
ban everything all together. Don't say golf. Golf is okay. Come on.
Well, again, you have to understand. Look, guys, let's all be serious. Let's not be serious, but let's be realistic here. Okay, everyone, listen to me. Exactamente, Ruben Gallegos.
Yeah.
Golfers have more money.
Yeah.
We're talking about the socio. Exactly. We're talking about the socio. It's all about the money. The socio. I love you too, Antonio. It's all about the socioeconomic status. The rich, they golf because you don't see my raza in la Southmost out there grabbing a stick to hit a ball, unless it's baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
Guys, it's all about the socioeconomic status. Because the wealthy and the rich are all out there crying, I want to go to the golf course because I still think it's a sport. Golfing is not a sport.
Well, listen, if it is or it's not, I don't care. But if you're going to include a sport in there, you better include every sport in there. And then they say, well, it's just over here. There's not too much contact with anything. What about fishing?
Now, fishing is a sport.
Yeah, but there's no contact. Why don't they allow it? How come they haven't allowed fishing?
It's crazy. Crazy.
It's stupid crazy.
Fishing guys are greatly affected by not being allowed to fish. Let them fish. It's crazy. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Go protest outside. Go protest.
Go do protest. And talking about protests, one of the things that we've seen in the news a lot is that a lot of individuals are out there protesting, in Minnesota and Michigan, even here in Austin, Texas. I think not so much in Georgia now that they've eased off a lot of the restrictions, but a lot of people are out there protesting because they want their rights back. They want to have a lot of stuff. And, people are here in the Valley, don't listen. And if they go fishing but follow the rules, will not follow the rules, they're now follow the rules. So, guys, what do y'all think about the protests? I mean, everyone's out there protesting to end all this this hoax.
Going back to that comment that you just read, so golfers do listen? Only golfers listen?
No, golfers get drunk and don't listen. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, it's like, what was the question?
The protesters. What do y'all think about the protesters out there protesting?
Well, are you protesting, Erasmo?
I'm not protesting anything. What type of diapers do you wear? DeLeon! I'm not that old yet.
I wouldn't go. I can protest from the laptop.
What type of diapers am I wearing right now? I don't wear diapers. Depends. Depends. They fit a body good. Joey, you're not my friend anymore. No, I mean, I understand. I mean, it is part of it's still part of the First Amendment. You have the right to assemble. You have the right to protest. You have the right to, question your government. I think part of the problem is that when you start interviewing these people, they do sound a little bit crazy, because they start to say like, well, it's a hoax. They start to sound like Minerva Peña. It's a hoax. The Democrats just hate the president. The Democrats just hate the economy. And you're going like, there's 47,000 deaths in the United States. That's not a hoax. Anybody else thinks it's a hoax? Besides Minerva Peña? Huh?
What is Roman doing?
I think Roman's in the bathroom or something.
I don't think it's a hoax, man. It's not.
He's changing his diaper.
It's not. Whether it's a disease,
Thank you, Eddie.
That was deliberately thrown out there to the world, maybe, but a hoax, nah. Then I hear that it's a Democrats' fault. They want to ruin Trump. I'm like, it's a worldwide pandemic. Like, I don't think anybody wants to ruin anybody. It's just shit. We got, I'm sorry I said that word, but it stinks. We got.
You could be deputy superintendent.
Yeah, it could be, right?
Frankie, go to the previous comment, Frankie.
What?
Go to the previous comment. Can you go to the previous comment? They are exercising their rights, Margarita says, but I think it's their choice. And I tend to agree. Now go to the next one. Ryan's comment. The people who are protesting are requesting stupid things. Salons, Baskin Robbins, that was my point, Ryan. I'm all for the right to protest. Everyone, civil protest is amazing. Go do it, but know that you're protesting for something that's worthwhile.
Like fishing. Yeah.
Go protest fishing. But you got people here protesting for Baskin Robbins, for massages? Shut up.
Well,
give yourself your own massage.
When was the last time you had a massage?
It was too long ago. And I'm willing to take up offers. But yeah. Well, one of the First Amendment, right? One of the things that I'm concerned with is Georgia is opening up, and actually, that doctor, can't remember her name, but she's on the White House task force. She got asked that question today. She said, "Doctor, do you think it's safe for them to open up the hair salons, the nail salons, and the massage parlors?" She said, "Wow." She skirted the question. She really did skirt the question. Esther. So
Well, but what's the question? I mean, is the barber?
I will, Matthew.
Will you go cut your hair with a barber if they open up tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. See, me, even though I give ugly haircuts to my kids, I'm still gonna do it for a little while longer. So
but that's your kids. I think that's your kids. Yeah. That's different.
Well, yeah, me, I cut my own hair. I'm bald,
Yeah, you don't get your own. But I just want to cut this little duck butt that I have back here.
Bro, yo te tranquilo. You don't have to wait.
I'm blushing. Will your wife get upset?
No, I'm pretty she's gonna be laughing at you.
I will, Matthew. Tell Fred to send me a message. I'll go afterwards. Frankie, what about the protest, Frankie?
I'm all for peaceful protest, be vocal, be passionate about something. I do feel the sense of urgency in regards to getting back to work. It's hard for me, not being a business owner, to say y'all can't earn a living. Y'all gotta stay home and shut down your shops. That's horrible news for family who depend on providing for their families. I feel like if this is more political, we are in campaign season. November is fastly approaching. At first the president's stance has been that this was a Democratic
hoax,
hoax to try and taint his presidency. But we've slowly figured out that this is very much real. So it's not a hoax. I am all for peaceful protest, but I don't think it's right to open up shop, even though some areas, some regions have been more affected than others. That I don't know.
I agree with you 100%. Mo says 500,000 died from heart disease. Close all the fast food places. I think they're already closed, Mo, but you got your wish, Mo.
But you know what? These going back to the protests, because that's how it started. It's not the small business owners that are protesting. I mean, we took it and said, okay, well, we're gonna do our part. We're gonna close. We're spend a month here. It's been longer in other places of the country. And we've been doing our part.
100%.
We have.
Yeah, 100%.
Now the people protesting, that they want Baskin Robbins and they want to go shoot their guns. I mean, they have nothing. They're bored at home already. They just want to get out and do whatever.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. Again, guys, if you want to go out there and protest, make it civil. Abide by rules, by orders. But I think that a lot of these crazy people, they want to push the line to the limit. Like you saw up there in Minnesota, that they had the guns and everything, and they're all bunched up together. They're trying to provoke law enforcement. Like, come on, this is my rights. That's what I have a problem with.
And now you got the anti-protest protesters who we should stay in and stay shelter in place. Yet they went out holding signs saying, we need to stay shelter. We need to shelter in place because we're gonna all get sick. And I'm like, well, what are you doing outside protesting? They said, so they still went outside to protest the protesters.
Mo says,
what's your stance, Roman, on the protest?
I'm not going to protest. I'd never go out there. I'm going to stay at home. That's what I do all the time. That's a smart thing to do.
I will,
If you
Carlos.
don't stay home, you're liable to get you and your family sick. That's what we've been saying for a month. But I just don't think it's right to be able to be protesting right now. I wouldn't.
Mo is asking, so what are the options? Keep everything closed for how long? Will economic collapse kill more than the virus? No, Mo, I think we have to be very, very smart about it. Again, one of the things that I've agreed upon is in regards to opening up the different little areas where, the Rona hasn't hit in a big way. I mean, I'm all for that. Open up those little cities, those ranchitos, those places where it is not much of an issue, and let them proceed with a lot of caution. But again, going back to Cameron County, I mean, I just don't think that we're ready, guys. I don't think that we're ready. That's my opinion. And the reason why we're not ready, I think, here in Cameron County is because, again, guys, we've had how many deaths? 7 deaths already?
Cameron, yes.
7 deaths. To answer my friend's question up here, 7 deaths in Cameron County. Let's take it slow, guys. Ahora, si así, with a lot of the restrictions that we have, we still see people that are bunching up in different places, guys. We can't be of that mentality. We have to adhere to the mandates, to the rules, the regulations, and keep our pace. We've got to let things ride as they ride. It is what it is. I mean, let's just hold off a little bit until our numbers start going down. Our numbers haven't gone down. I don't know if any numbers have come out tonight in regards to Cameron County, but our numbers haven't really gone down, guys. They really, really haven't. So, again, we've had 2 nursing homes that have exploded with numbers right now. 2. Let's be patient. Again, and take into account, it's not just the patients there at the nursing home or the employees there. We are starting to see a lot of the family members also become affected. So, guys, let's adhere to the recommendations, the suggestions out there. Let's shelter in place as much as possible. Let's proceed with caution. Let's give it a little bit more time till we start to see that dip, till we start to reap the benefits of everything that we've done. But, folks, Eddie Trevino said it very, very clearly, guys. He said it very clearly. Guys, if we are doing so well, and all of a sudden we let go of all the precautions, we are probably going to take a bad dip. And we don't want to take a bad dip, guys.
Then don't open the golf courses.
Don't open the floodgates to the golf course. Don't open
He did not open the floodgates to the golf course because you and I cannot go there because we don't have memberships.
We don't have memberships.
Only if you have memberships can you go golf.
That's what was true. That's so trippy. You have to have a membership.
It's all about the rich people.
No, I get it. But they want us to what? Just take it.
Love you, Jeremy.
You take it. You're special. You can go and golf and go do all that.
Love you, Jeremy. Guys, it doesn't make sense. Michael is right.
You know what it's creating? It's creating this sense of screw you. I'm not gonna listen to you no more because you're letting those people golf and I can't go fishing. Screw them.
Ahora, fishing is para la raza, and everyone, the high society, the la raza, the poor people, it's for everyone. Everyone can basically afford to go fish. And, fishing is more of for me, I'm not very patient. Therapeutic. We open the door to it. Very therapeutic. You go out there, you relax, you throw la varita, you're eating a little sandwich. It's just therapeutic, guys. That's what fishing is to me. It's for a lot of people. A lot of people really, really miss it. And unfortunately, anyone can go fish, but not everyone can go golf because Michael and I don't have a membership out at the golf course. Maybe Frankie. Frankie is la high. Frankie is la high society. Frankie, can you go golfing, Frankie? I can't hear Roman, Frankie. I still can't hear him.
Do they have that or not?
No, they won't have anybody. You think they have someone at each hole, all 18 holes? Do you think they have someone watching that flag make sure nobody touches it? Of course not.
Yeah, definitely. William says definitely not a hoax. However, a conversation for a later date is why have deaths from all other diseases, including seasonal flu and heart attack, plummeted. I know COVID-19 didn't cure all those diseases, so are we just contributing all the deaths to COVID? I just don't think that COVID-19 is helping out those individuals. You know, California is kicking around the idea of 50% occupancy. Crazy, guys. It's crazy for California because California has had an explosion, guys. I don't think that I know that a lot of the deaths, they say, well, a lot of deaths have been attributed to COVID-19 that really weren't part of the COVID-19. I think that's look. If someone has heart disease, they'll probably be able to live 10 years, and I'm using this as an example. I mean, no doctors come out here and say, Erasmo is lying, but because of COVID-19, instead of being able to have lived those 10 years, they only lived 2 years or 2 months. And they say, oh, well, you're attributed to COVID-19, but he already had heart problems. Well, that's the issue. That the COVID-19 just pushes everybody over the side. That's my opinion. Again, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't pretend to be a doctor, but, you know, I should get paid like a doctor. That's beside the point.
I thought you were one.
Maybe. Maybe I got a certificate from India.
All this time, I'm
joking.
Saying Dr. Erasmo.
Well, I appreciate that. Media loves to push the panic narrative. The reason we have more infected recorded and deaths is because we are much more efficient and transparent in our tracking and reporting. Do we really believe the numbers of Chinese are reporting? Heck no. I don't believe the Chinese, Mo, as far as Frankie or Michael can throw them. I don't. But to that effect, I don't believe the numbers that we're getting from Matamoros and from Tamaulipas. Tamaulipas had, what, 60 positive cases in the whole state of Tamaulipas? That's a lie. That's not true.
We got new numbers if you want me to post them up.
Yes, post them up. We are peaking with the numbers at this time. The new ones infected are mostly from the nursing home infected because testing results taking a long time to come back. I heard, Chris, you're right. And the problem is we're not getting numbers on a daily basis, so it's kind of trippy. And that's the answer to the question, Bacon. Preach. Oh, we got numbers, guys. We got new numbers. I can't see my eyes. Cameron County, we had 11 reports of Rona positives.
2 additional deaths.
Huh?
2 additional deaths.
Oh, my friend was right.
So we're now at 9?
9. Justin, are you still on, Justin?
2 additional COVID-19 related deaths to Cameron County. The residents were a 55-year-old male and an 89-year-old female from the Veranda Nursing Home in Harlingen.
Wow.
Both individuals passed away at Valley Baptist in Harlingen. Both cases were previously reported. This raises the number of COVID-19 related deaths to 9.
9.
Ages very quickly, Erasmo. Male from Harlingen, 87. A female from Harlingen, 88, 93, 93. A male from Harlingen, 25, 85, and 90. Los Fresnos, 51 female. Rio Hondo, 51 female. San Benito, 28, and 59-year-old female, bringing the total cases of Cameron County to 321 cases.
Hey, Robo, shout out to you guys. Yeah, throw me onto Instagram. With those numbers, guys, if you looked at those numbers, the individuals that were on there for Harlingen were mostly individuals in their 80s, which leads us to believe that these individuals were probably from the nursing home. And there was a 25-year-old on there. That concerns me because the 25-year-old, I'm going to say that might be a relative of the individuals that were working out there. That's what makes this thing very, very mega scary. And Mimi's gets scared, right, Mimi? Mimi's gets scared. But guys, 9 deaths. Guys, the number is coming up. We called it. It's going to continue to come up.
But Erasmo, is it possible that the people that are dying are just the older people that are 89 years old? I mean, it's just those people. Maybe we need a border wall around Harlingen or something.
No, the issue is not I think the golf courses are open is because courses need money. Golf maintenance is very expensive. Frankie is de la high class.
Businesses need money too.
They do, and we should talk about PPP, man. The loans are really hurting restaurants.
I saw that you went off. That you saying what did you say about Democrats already?
Well, they are. Okay, what happened was when they did the PPP loans, they make sure that the restaurants are only going to have 75%.
Guys, can y'all hear Roman? Anyone here can hear Roman? Anyone?
Everybody, in order for it to be forgiven, you need to spend it 75% on payroll. This PPP is to take people out of the unemployment lines, bring them back to the workforce. Now, if you don't spend that money, at least 75% on payroll, because they're basing your loan solely on payroll. So it's a loan, so you can keep people employed, keep paying those.
But that was the previous one. There was a loophole that was done for the 75% in doing the payroll. We knew this when they passed it originally. That's the problem.
Hey, Romo.
We had.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check
is that
the
a problem?
settings in the Google Home app.
It's not a problem, and I'll tell you why. Because if you have an employee who's scared to go back to work and they don't want to work, you don't have to hire that same employee. If he wants to stay on the unemployment line because he's making more money there or whatever it is, because that's kind of what I got from your post, Roman, that they're giving way too much money. So they're not going to want to work. You hire someone else. You hire someone else to take their spot. But at least they're giving you 25% that you can use that to rents. You can use that for utilities. Now, if you get the whole, a lot of businesses are going to do this. A lot of businesses will do this. They get the whole loan, and you say, you know what? I'm not surviving. I'm going to put it all towards my bills. I'm going to put it all towards, paying my rent and keeping afloat this next 3 months. That's perfectly fine. But you do have to pay it back at 1% interest.
Not bad. Nada.
Over 2 years.
Even I could pay that.
That will keep businesses open. So this PPP is great. You cannot tell. I mean, there's no. This PPP, we need it.
Our community needs our PPP.
And we need people to be well informed on it and help those other less fortunate people that want to apply, that should apply. That's where our city needs to come in, step in hard, man.
Now, because
drop the ball again.
Yeah, again, I agree with Michael. I think the PPP is going to be great for the community. Again, guys,
you're misunderstanding me. I don't think the PPP is a bad thing. I think the PPP loan is a good thing. PPP, the triple P loan is a good thing. I just don't like the loopholes that are causing people to say, you know what, I don't want to work. I'm just going to be on unemployment, because it's difficult to bring them back into the workforce, to want to go back and work. They're making more money to stay home.
Yeah, can't hear. Okay.
You can't hear me?
No,
I can hear. I can hear you.
I can barely hear it.
And that's what getting frustrated.
I'm getting frustrated.
I'm sorry, Erasmo. I even put on the earphones too, so you could be able to hear me better.
Hey guys, we also got news in regards to graduation. Erasmo, would you like to talk about that?
Yes.
Today, Harlingen CISD, the superintendent, Dr. Art Cavazos, posted on his YouTube page in regards to the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District and how they are dealing with the COVID-19. It was very informative. The superintendent did mention that he did, communicate with teachers. He even spoke about him receiving an email from a student, a senior, and how the seniors were, concerned about not being able to graduate, and that 2020 was going to be, a little bit different for everybody. But Dr. Cavazos did take the initiative to be one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, Erasmo, school districts to announce that they will be having a virtual graduation in May, if I'm not mistaken.
Amazing.
So hats off to Dr. Cavazos and to his team for taking the initiative. And very quickly, Erasmo, one thing that he did try to stress was that safety was his main concern, that he wanted to keep his community safe and out of harm. So Harlingen, for the first time in their history, will be having a virtual graduation for the graduates of 2020.
Yeah, and the way that
they win an award for being a good school district.
And
they won an award for it. That's why they're beating us right now.
And I'm going to say that it's very commendable. Again, what Harlingen is doing right now is they're being proactive in regards to trying to address the concerns of the graduating class, and not only the graduating class, but also the parents of the graduates and the family of the graduates. It's not going to equate in any way, shape, or form graduation as traditionally we've had in the past. Not any way, but again, it's something. It's like we had posted this week. I think Frankie posted it on his page, how the city up somewhere was putting these banners out throughout the city with all their graduates. And I know that would be kind of like trippy here in the city of Brownsville, where we do have 2,000 some graduates out there, graduating. But take into consideration, guys, that we're not going to be spending money on the stadium, on fixing it up, on other stuff. Why not invest some of the money back into the students, and show them a little ounce of appreciation? With that said, anything, but at least these cities are taking steps forward in regards to doing something for the graduating class. And I applaud Harlingen. I think it's a great idea that they're going to have the virtual. They haven't totally negated the probability of maybe coming back and having, a walk the stage type of graduation. But besides that, they're going to focus on the virtual, and if possible, do the other one with setting some dates later in the future. I think it's going to be kind of hard for Harlingen, especially with the explosion in regards to, to all the Rona cases that they've had. But Harlingen is really honoring those families, and that's very commendable, no?
I think so.
I think it's very commendable. I think it's really, really awesome that they're doing that. Again, I want our school district is the richest school district south of San Antonio. The richest school district south of San Antonio. We have a $600 million budget. We have a $600 million budget. I want our district to be the leader. I want our district to show the way, to show all these other districts around us, this is the way the big boys play. And I wanted them to move forward. No billboards that money should be used to maintain health benefits for school district employees. That's another option that's great. Continue to benefit students, staff, and the community. I'm all for that more. But does that make sense? That we are having to follow the example of the smaller districts around us. I think that's kind of like embarrassing, no?
It is embarrassing. And what's very commendable about what Harlingen is doing is that at least we have answers, right? Or they have answers. Well, you know what? We're gonna do the graduation on it's a virtual graduation, and what we're doing is, well, we don't know. We're still gonna do it, but we might not do it. We don't know when, but we might do it soon, but we might do it later. That's where everybody's like, well, what is it?
The problem, Michael, is that everyone gets frustrated because we get so many conflicting statements. Today, the Rona. Today, Commissioner Galansky, y'all's favorite commissioner there down southmost, Commissioner Galansky went on a live this morning with the principal from Breeden, who does an amazing job. Great job, Mandy, out there at Breeden.
I can't see what she did because she has me blocked.
Well, this actually came out through the City of Brownsville Facebook page, and she also had Mary Solis, and and I love Mary Solis. Mary Solis and I are good friends. Saludos, Eduardo. But again, it was more like, well, the misinformation from the bloggers, from the from social media, and I know she was referring to me. I actually, because she's a friend, I said, hey, what's up? But let me tell you guys, we have not given any misinformation about anything. We've been proactive in providing information. And again, I challenge anyone, show us where we've been wrong on anything. The people of the city of Brownsville, the community, they want some semblance of leadership. They want something. We're getting nothing. They had a town hall meeting to answer hundreds of questions that were sent in, and not one single question was pertinent to what really matters to our students. Not one. Not one.
Well, I mean, going to,
Thank you, Jeremy.
Our city commissioner, when will they set up shop to help out the small businesses apply for PPP?
It's not important to them.
You know, we have Commissioner Golansky. She's a lawyer. Our mayor, Trey Mendez, he's a lawyer. You know, they know at least how to fill out the simple application. And
we hope.
You know, it's our duty, and it's their duty as elected officials to set something up. I would have done that. I'm doing it right now. I'm trying to help out people because I see how important it is for small businesses to get this money to employ people, keep people employed. Because this money is for the whole city of Brownsville. It's not that I receive this money and it's just for me. It's to distribute to everybody, to our whole community.
100%.
We should all be trying to apply and get as much money as we can to Brownsville.
Well, let me say
that loan. And it converts into a grant, but we need, they need to set something up, and they need to do it fast because I think it kicks in either tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. No, Thursday. Tomorrow. They're going to vote. I think they're going to vote on it Thursday. It passed the Senate. It has to go to the State of Representatives, the House of Representatives, and the House should be voting it on Thursday, and the president will sign it that same day immediately.
Yeah. So. They need to do something right now. They should be on the phone with each other, set something up for tomorrow, Thursday, the latest, and keep it going because we need to help all these taquerias.
Hey,
we need to help our retail who got hit hard. Retail got hit hard.
Well,
I mean, they couldn't open up for a whole, what is it, a month now?
A month.
And they need to, they're posting about trash cans. They're posting. Commissioner Golansky was posting about the trail that's by Owens, which, hey, that's a great trail. My parents go walk it every day. And my mom told me, yeah, there is new trash cans. I'm like, yes.
You trash cans.
Mom, I said, you're missing the point.
You can't make this stuff up.
Like, we need help. Just like I helped you apply for that PPP, which is still listed. And now hopefully she's going to get it. She still messed up the funding. Just like I helped her apply because you know, my mom doesn't speak English. She doesn't. So she needed help translating. And, this goes here, this goes there. There's plenty of people just like my mom who don't speak English, who own businesses, who pay taxes, who voted these people in.
Crazy!
Be accountable and become leaders, community leaders, and set up community shops to help out these people apply for the loan.
Amen.
It's simple.
Brother, Reload is saying, city officials just care about their own businesses. What could they be referring to?
Oh, come on. We all know who they're referring to. They're referring to our car wash expert over on Parisland Road.
But they all own businesses, man. All of them. They all have businesses.
I agree. I actually had a conversation today with one of the local furniture stores. And I asked the local furniture store, and I'm not going to mention their name because I think that they took care of the issues because they were calling the people like, you have to make a payment. You have to make a payment. And, of course, they do have to make a payment. No one's saying that they don't have to make a payment. But I called them and said, like, guys, be a little bit more nice, to people as they, be a little bit more nice to people out there. People are struggling and I appreciate that they, step back a little bit. Guys, take into consideration that everyone's hurting for money right now. Everyone out there is hurting for money right now. It's not easy. But again, our elected officials should be focused on what brings some type of revenue to the city, money that can be used.
This first quarter, their sales tax revenue wasn't hit hard. This next quarter,
bad.
It's gonna take a nosedive, bad. And that affects our budget.
What do you think about the appraisals coming out already?
God, it went up. Well, it went up like 20%.
How the hell are we going to be able to fight it if everything's going up, but we can't even go out and central services go to the appraisal to fight that? It's ridiculous.
The appraisals did come up, guys. Check and see how bad it's going to be.
Mine went up like 20%.
Shout out to Damian Garza.
What real leadership right now is County Judge Eddie Trevino and all the mayors saying, you know what? We're going to freeze appraisals at the levels they were last year and none of this raising appraisals. How can you appraise appraisals right now when we're in the middle of a pandemic? It's ridiculous. Utterly insane.
It is insane.
It is crazy, guys. Again, this is the stuff that we need to be out there protesting. That is why, as someone said, that is why we are out here trying to post as much information as we can and, have conversations. But someone just made a mention, bring somebody on that argues with you. Guys, we want to. Nobody will come out and answer the questions because, no one will answer the questions. I'd love to have Commissioner Golonsky come on. I'd love to have Commissioner Mujia come on. I mean, probably the most words he said since he got elected. He'd probably say it on here. I'd love for them to come.
He's another small business owner with his
insurance company.
Commissioner Golonsky is still considered small business because she doesn't employ over 500 people, even though she has millions of properties. But she's another person that can come on and speak to this. And that's what gets me so frustrated that it not only helps them because I'm assuming they filled out that loan and they didn't, then, they missed out on for some crazy reason. But they can help out the people that voted for them, help out the people that they're in charge right now of, lead them to greener pastures. Instead, everybody's spending for themselves in a pandemic.
Just for your information, if anyone has a payment plan with the municipal court, don't worry. If you are past due, give us a call. We will be more than glad to assist you. I love my people out there at the community court. I love them all, the municipal court. Those guys are really, really hard workers. I want to answer something here real quick that came up. I would like to ask why we are seeing city employees riding in trucks together and cutting the grass together. I'm going to say because it's important to cut the grass and we don't want a mosquito infestation. We can't afford to get another batch of disease on top of the ones we already have. That's my guess, Daniel. Just a guess. When will your primary account be cleared from Facebook? Not soon enough, my man. But for the meantime, and I was telling Frankie this earlier, again, life throws at you different things, you deal with them, you move forward. Some people, the first thought after getting thrown into Facebook jail, the first thought is saying like, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I want to quit. I want to spend time with my cat, anything. But no, we're going to continue on and on and on. And, and if we can't do social media, that's why I'm asking everyone to please go to YouTube channel and go subscribe because we're going to have to do stuff from there from now on. And again, we need to get 1,000 subscribers in order to be able to post from the phone. Nobody will argue with you because you're blocked them. Sorry, I had to. I would block them on my normal page. I won't block them now. No, man. Look, William, I'll tell you this much. I've argued with people on my page. Look, guys, if you have a decent argument to fight me with, I don't have any issue with that, William. But you come at me, you're fat and totally not handsome, you're out. If you come at me with, tu mamá, y estás feo, y que beep, you come at me like that, you better believe I'm going to be blocking you from my page. 100%. I'm not going to support anyone disrespecting my family, coming out here and diciendo estupideces, y que no, y que esto, y que lo. Not my style, guys. Go whine and complain on my haters page, on my stalkers page. Don't come and whine and complain on my page. Now, if you want to have a civil dialogue, conversation, come on over, man. I love that, but I'm not going to tolerate someone coming out saying, you're stupid, you're ugly. I would also like to call out Russo's Pizza for lowering their workers' pay. What? Today to 2 hours? Right now? No, Daniel. Send me an inbox, Daniel. I'll call them. No. Don't be lowering our employees' paid out there, guys. I mean, don't.
Now, another point I wanted to make
go.
Was a lot of small businesses got their
Amen, Sergio.
$10,000 kick in.
Yo contigo, Señor.
That's a big progress there, and it's going to help out a lot of people because that $10,000 is going to convert into $10,000 loan is going to convert into a grant. The rest will be a loan, which is great. I'm glad you're finally on that because I applied for the EIDL a month ago, and I haven't even gotten a response. So I'm glad that a lot of people that applied about a month ago as well got a response already.
Matthew is asking, Erasmo, when is Sylvia's court date? Actually, June the 8th is they're going to pick the jury selection on June the 8th.
If they called you to be on the jury, would you go, Erasmo?
They would never call me to be. Final.
Well, I'm just saying because like, who's gonna go in June to be sit on a jury? Like for real.
I would go in a heartbeat, but again, and I would bet the bank that Russo's applied for and will apply for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Send me the information. I will call them. Guys, final pre-trial conference is June the 2nd, and jury selection is going to be on June the 8th. I'm excited, guys. I am excited that Sylvia finally, is going to have her day in court. I want to be there. I want to.
You really think it's going to happen in
June? Hugo, put your comment again. The comments are going by fast. Please, Hugo, put your comment again, and I'll read it. Sorry about that, Hugo. Guys, I will be there. 100%. I will be there. I want to be there because you know what? This person, with the help of the corrupt majority on the board, Minerva, Prissy, and Drew, they decimated the funds at BISD. Sylvia decimated funds out there in Rio Grande, at Rio Hondo, at Socorro, at Los Fresnos, and every other district she's been out there. So again, guys, I'm not going to shed a tear. Not a tear. And not because of anything other. I mean, anything, que you were fighting with on the board. No. My issue is she stole money from the children of the city of Brownsville. And you can accuse me of all that, Erasmo, que DWI, todo lo que tú quieras. I'll accept it. But I never stole money from our community or from our children. Never. And I can respect a candidate that doesn't pocket money. I mean, look at my campaign finance report and look at what I spent on my election. I didn't put any money into my election, guys. So I didn't have to pay anybody back. These people, they have to pay the vendors back. They have to pay the people that put money into their campaigns back. I don't. I didn't. I will never do that. Is BISD picking up the tab? Probably. Well, I mean, they did have Baltasar Salazar there the first time she went into court.
Erasmo, one of the people are trying to want me to re-explain what I was saying about the appraisal district and appraisals.
Yeah, because we get
not the property taxes that need to be frozen. Although I would agree, freezing property tax. I'm talking about the appraisals because what a local government does is they say, we didn't raise your taxes. Your appraisal just went up. Your taxes rate stayed exactly the same, but that's not what really happened. Your appraisals go up. And right now, how are we property owners going to be able to go fight our property appraisal increases in the middle of a pandemic? That's ridiculous.
Oh, you can't.
Only keep that appraisal if you want to sell your house. If you don't plan on selling, go fight it.
We should have discounts on our taxes,
you need
medium.
to fight it, Mike. You need to fight because that's what your taxes are based off of.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Only if you're gonna sell your house, keep it.
Guys, I found Hugo's question, and again, Hugo, I didn't skip your question. I'm sorry. I lost it, but I'll mention your question. They are wrong in having kids show up to get food, lunch. Why not make them sign up at their closest school so the school knows how many lunches to distribute in each school? They don't want kids in the public, but BSD wants them to show up. Hugo, that's what we've been saying for a month now. Guys, Harlingen, going back to Harlingen sends out tickets. They send out tickets. You have 2 children, you can pick up 2 packets of food. And those tickets the parents bring, they leave the kids at home. Hugo, you're right. We've been saying it for a month now. No hacen caso. They don't. And again, sorry I missed your comment. But guys, there's no reason to have 30,000 people driving around to go pick up a sandwich from 11:30 to 1 o'clock. We don't. Have no reason. And then
still doing that?
They're still doing that. And let me tell you guys, and we're going to have someone here this week in regards to that was out there volunteering, and actually one of the board members wanted to kick them out and actually got them kicked out because they were volunteering to help out. It's kind of lame, but I'm going to let the person come on and explain it himself. But very, very lame, and just shows you where their heart is. So no, they're not out there because they want to feed the children. There's other ways so that you don't have to have the kids in the car. Now, think of this. Look, idea, 7 to 10 a.m., no kids required. Listen, think of this, guys. It's all about the children, Guys, The rule is no more than how many people in the car? Two. But if you have 5 children, you could take all the 5 children in the car if you're going to go pick up food. Where does that make sense to anyone, guys? Anyone?
It doesn't.
Those are the exceptions, and Niña, sorry, those are the exceptions that make no sense to anyone, Michael. You have 5 kids in la casa. You're going to go pick up lunch. You have to take the 5 kids in your car. You and the 5 kids are inside the car. Where's the social distancing? There's no masks, and you're all going throughout the city of Brownsville, and there's several families that way, guys. Does that make sense to anyone out there?
It's just like right now, my wife went to, because I went to the businesses, right? So my wife went to pick up the curbside, the HEB curbside. She has to take my 3 kids. So it's 4 riding in the car. 4. So yeah, there's no social distancing, but she has to do it because she waited 2 weeks with HEB to get that order. She has to go pick it up.
It makes no sense. It makes. I mean, am I blowing stuff out of proportion here, guys, or just?
I still think it makes. I still think it makes no sense to go golfing, and I'm surprised. And I can't get over that golfing.
Man,
really?
When this is over, we're gonna go golfing. You and me, Mike.
We don't have memberships.
No membership.
No, I mean seriously, we should all show up there tomorrow with our go get our golf clubs from the pawn shop.
From the thrift store, you can buy.
Bro, oh my God, man, I can't. I just can't.
You can buy them at the thrift store.
And how much is the membership? Can I buy it tomorrow? I'll buy a membership tomorrow, just so I can be there.
Ay, me compras una a mí también, bro. BISD should give the food away and just take the loss. Since they want to get paid for the food, they make people bring the kids. Jesus and Becky's exactly right. It's all about, guys, it's all about the money.
Tomorrow. I'm not kidding, man.
It is all about the money. And that's the problem. When it becomes all about the money, the community loses. Golf and the old Brownsville golf course, guys, I find it hard to believe that the district is doing it for me. Eggs. They must be under the impression that they have to. Has the federal government said that they don't? Ruben, every other district in our area, San Benito, Harlingen, Los Fresnos, Idea, I think Harmony is on board now. All the schools around do not have to take the kids. All of them don't have to take the kids. What is the difference? There's no difference. It's very simple. But they won't. Se amacharon. Ahora tráeme los kids. It's ridiculous, man. No shelter in place. No 2 people in a car. No social distancing whatsoever. It makes no sense, Frankie.
Yeah, I totally agree. Again, we're living in uncharted territories. This is something new to all of us, whether it's at the federal level, school district. But we should have better planning, better preparedness. Again, we applaud Harlingen CISD and Dr. Cavazos, who took the initiative in doing something for his community in regards to safety. And I think that's something that BISD has been lacking for the past 3 or 4 weeks. It's unfortunate that there is people that aren't aware or choose not to take into consideration what we're going through throughout the world. So unfortunately, Harlingen CISD is leading by example.
Well, the thing is with BISD, it's election year. They don't want to lose votes, so they don't want to, step on anybody's toes. So they're like, oh, well, we're gonna do this, we're not gonna do that. We might do this, we might do that. We might get it right now, we might get it later. So I mean, come on, it's not about your re-election. Right? It's about being a leader right now, where we elected you to be. Step your game up.
Unfortunately, what Michael says is true. They're focused on the election. I mean, they do not have the luxury. Talking about luxury, they do not have the luxury to focus on an election where we're in the middle of a pandemic. They don't.
Listen, vote for me, and I will not lie to you.
Huh?
If you ever see my name on a ballot, vote for for me because I won't lie to you and I will fight for you.
Never ever fight. Never ever lie. Always the truth.
Are you gonna run or what? When are you running?
No, but if you see me on a ballot.
Erasmo, and what platform will you be announcing your Merc?
Are you gonna?
All platforms.
I think so.
Coming soon. I'm really looking forward to the Merc. They're coming, my man.
Yes. Be a leader. Make the tough calls. Correct. Yes.
Corona shortened my presidency. Sorry, Gaga. Next year. Saca Merc prices para el OnlyFans, guys. Merc is coming as soon as the Rona calms down. I promise you. Bring on the Harlingen superintendent. The guy has to have them give a good reason on why the children need to go. Erica, we've tried, Erica. Honestly, we've tried. Explain to us. And and I'm going to tell you the truth. What they've told the state representative, what they've told the senator is it's because of the money. We will lose out on the money. That is their worry. They're not trying to find other way to go out there. Their focus is on the money, the money, the money. It's all about the cash. It's all about the Benjamins. And that's when it becomes an issue. It should be about the students. It should be about the teachers. It should be about the community as a whole. It's not about the money, man. Are they focused on how to not win an election? Well, let me tell you, they're doing a great job at not wanting to win an election because they're doing a horrible job on the board. A lot of the city commissioners are doing a horrible job. Haven't heard from any of them, you know? And then when you hear from them, nomás están regando. Please drop an OnlyFans. Preach, Jeremy. I need to learn how to do that. So no, I don't think it's going good. Frankie, anything else we need to cover, Frankie?
Guys, this has been a very interesting weeks and couple of days. We recently got word that oil
Thank you,
is
man.
very.
I love you.
We've seen how the supply is way beyond the demand right now. Gas is dropping, and I believe they said that this is the first time in history that that water is more expensive than oil.
Damn!
So go figure. Thanks for being with us, guys. Thanks. Special shout out to Harlingen CISD. It takes a lot.
The award winning.
It takes a lot for a district, for an entity to make tough calls. But that's why people are in leadership positions, to make those tough calls for the betterment of the community. So thank you, Dr. Cavazos, Harlingen CISD, and its administration for taking the proper steps to ensuring our safety. Thank you so much.
Michael, any last words?
Again, small business owners, apply for the PPP. Just throw it out there. If you need any help, any guidance, I'll try to help you out. Reach out to me. I'll help you out as much as I can. But please apply. It's for our whole. It's not just for the one individual who owns that business. It's for our community.
For everybody. To
keep people employed. So please apply. Get on it fast. Get whatever you can fast because it's gonna run out again.
Yes, guys. Please. Follow Michael's instructions. Please, again, I concur. It's not for you.
It's not profits as well. It's not just a for-profit business. Non-profits can jump in there as well.
Guys, yes, it not only benefits the small business, it benefits the community as a whole. Roman, any last words?
Very quickly. I'm sorry, Roman. Did we talk about the president suspending immigration for 60 days?
Oh no! We'll talk.
Let's get back on it. Come on.
All right.
Hey, in regards to this, hey, we're just getting started. This is my take. Remember when President Trump, was promising to his audience, I'm gonna build a wall. I'm gonna make Mexico pay for it.
You're gonna be huge.
I'm gonna fix immigration.
Huge.
It's gonna be huge. Well, he's getting what he wants. He's not literally building a wall. But what he's doing is he's preventing immigration. And one interesting thing is that it's for 60 days, and this is a temporary basis in regards to people with green cards and permanent residence.
Ooh.
So, and his big stance, Erasmo and guys, was that he wants to protect the American worker. He wants Americans to have the first dibs in regards to these jobs. So, it's unfortunate that this is going to happen. Maybe this is something that is needed during this time because economics, Michael. If we're not getting a flow of money, it's impossible for us to be having people on payroll. So once we open up back the economy. Once there's jobs, President Trump wants to give Americans every and all opportunity to get these jobs to work. So, I think right now, guys, it benefits the American people by giving them the first opportunity. What are y'all's thoughts on this?
I'll start off. I mean, when I first saw early this morning in regards to his tweet about executive order in order to end immigration. I mean, I think it's the right move. I think it's exactly the right move. We're creeping up to 22% unemployment in the United States. I'm sorry, guys. We got to focus on the people that we have here in the United States right now. That includes our citizens. That also includes the resident aliens that are here legally. I'm sorry, guys. We got to focus on what we have now. Now, a lot of the things say, well, the people that come over, they want to work. They want to work in the places, and they don't, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, one of the things that's going to be allowed with this executive order is individuals who want to come over temporarily, like for companies that need employees to work like the work that a lot of the immigrants do, then that's going to be okay. But to immigrate individuals like new residents into a country that is already on 22% or 23% unemployment rate, it's a bad idea. So I think the halt for 60 days, which will be signed tomorrow, is going to be beneficial to the country as a whole. Let's just wait, guys. Let's just wait. Will the government be sending another stimulus check for many? I don't know. Roman, what's your take on?
Don't speak about stimulus right now.
Huh?
No, go, Roman. I heard.
No. I mean, it's okay. I thought that what Frankie and Erasmo, what both of you said, is accurate. Historically, when we have like the Depression in the 1930s, we would limited our immigration. It's a push-pull effect that we've always had. It's a circular thing. And it's a smart thing for President Trump to do. I think what it's also going to do is force the Democrats and Joe Biden to be on the side of immigrants, and it's going to hurt him in November because President Trump is going to be able to say to the American worker, I stood with you while the Democrats didn't. It's going to force people in blue-collar states like in the Rust Belt in Ohio, in Michigan, to be able to vote for President Trump. That's what they're going to do, and this is what he's doing. President Trump is a genius at this. I hate that he's such a genius when it comes to being able to put people against each other. At a time when we should be coming together, he's able to separate, but he has to do what he has to do in order to win November. That's what he's doing.
Michael?
Yeah, I mean, it's the right move right now. But you got to understand that we're in the what did you say, 22% unemployment?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We're at that because we did it to ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. We're in an induced coma, right? Induced recession. So, and people are not. Roman is kind of right. Some people are not going to want to go to work. Why? No, hombre, me están dando más en el unemployment.
Hey, cheque!
Mirando Netflix and chill. I mean, so if we're going to do that, stop the immigration. But we have to open business back up. We have to cut all this free money, all this help. Because if not, the people are not going to want to go work. Farmers are going to suffer. Who's going to do all the farming? The hard labor.
Me.
So, no, you won't.
I won't.
I know you already. I know you. I wouldn't. It's too hard.
It is hard. It's very hard. I understand. That's why they're going to allow for temporary workers, to come into work only, to come in, work, and go back outside. That's not going to stop. What's going to stop is the immigration, green cards, for the permanent residents. Now, Matthew, I'll answer your question. I always do my best. Matthew says, we cannot rush to open the economy, but we need to do it sooner. Do it soon, or there will be no economy to open. I agree, Matthew. I think that we shouldn't rush to open the economy at all. I think we should be patient. I think it should be opened up in different parts of the country or for different parts of the state that actually have very little or any of the Ronas. But for our case, it's going to take a while because we haven't exploded yet. We haven't exploded yet.
Who filed for bankruptcy already? Was it Macy's?
Macy's.
They already filed for
Macy's already filed for bankruptcy. Huh?
And a lot more are gonna follow suit.
A lot more. And a lot of business here locally is already gone. You know, Mr. Gaddy's is gone. There's a lot of others that are going to be gone. You know, they should be giving those working permits to the working in the fields permanent residents. I don't know if
well, you know where I'm interested in right now, because aren't they voting on the DACA?
They've actually put all that on hold.
And so, you know, if we get all this resentment towards the immigration, and we bring up no more immigration, what's going to happen to them? Are they going to?
In regards to agriculture, I don't think agriculture is going to be affected, Kimberly, and it's not going to be affected because they're still going to be giving the work permits for people that are the seasonal workers come and work and then go back. What they're stopping is the permanent residency, the green cards of the individuals wanting to come into the United States.
And that's for what, 60 days?
Well, for 60 days, maybe longer. It just depends. I mean, it depends on how long Trump wants to take it forward. What about the Harlingen Mall? Is it already? Harlingen Mall is dead. I think the Brownsville Mall is going to suffer exactly the same. I think the Brownsville Mall is going to look like the Harlingen Mall.
The thing that really affected Harlingen is that they're in Harlingen has a high population of elderly. It's a very it's considered a retirement city. So, no, it is. I mean, it is. And so they're situated in the middle of McAllen, which is a great mall, and Brownsville, which is a good mall. I want to say Brownsville is a good mall. So Harlingen suffered because people can just drive to Brownsville, or they can drive to McAllen, or to the outlets that they open. So that's why that mall suffered. And there's no population to sustain it because it's a bunch of elderly people, and that's why they're getting hit hard with a Rona.
Yeah, I don't think our mall is going to come back. I think the movies are going to.
It has to adapt. It has to adapt.
I think the Spectrum should give us a break, $200 a month with all this going on. I agree. My bill is horrible. Peter asked. I'll answer your question in a little bit. I can't see it right now. But guys, I think the movies are going to survive. Yeah, I know. I work there where the asylum seekers are trying to get asylum. Guys, I don't think there's going to be any asylum for anyone. But it's not going to happen anymore. They're going to have to be detained. But if they're not turning, I can't see Peter. I'll answer right now. I'll answer your question privately, Peter, because I can't see your question. But I think the movies are going to survive. You know, because the movies are the movies. Maybe Dick's, maybe Dillard's. But I don't even think that JCPenney is going to survive.
Cowboy Pro Shop?
Huh?
Well, I'll tell you what, JCPenney.
No.
That was going to always survive. No, it is. JCPenney, I think they just got an investor influx them with $300 billion.
No,
so they're going to survive. But JCPenney has been kind of sputtering for a good while.
Yeah.
So,
well, they've closed a lot of retail stores throughout the country already. So I'm not surprised if they wind up closing ours because of it's going to be dead for a while. I don't know.
What I read an article is that what the malls are going to do is what they did with Aeropostale, where Simon and other malls invested into Aeropostale when they went bankrupt back in 2015 to keep it afloat because it's an anchor store. So a lot of people go. So the same malls are going to invest in these companies that go bankrupt to just keep them there because without them, the mall suffers.
I don't know. It's gonna be hard. I feel for a lot of the newer stores that opened up at the mall. I had my friends working out at Candy Apple, and also that popcorn shop. Man, they had some good stuff out there. I loved it.
Sunglass Forum.
Sunglass Forum, yeah, but they've been there for a little bit longer, so ya tenían un poquito más de callo. These
20 years.
Yeah, these newer places. I feel for. Good night, Pedro. Guys, anything else?
Very, very quickly, guys. In regards to property taxes, there's nothing really we can do. Just make contact with the collecting agency so they can get your information. They know the situation that everybody's going through. But unfortunately, guys, there's nothing we can do. Two things are certain in this life. Roman, what are they?
The Rona?
Death and taxes.
Death and taxes, guys.
Good night, Eduardo. I love y'all.
Get in contact. Rona, death, and taxes. But get in contact with them. There's nothing we can do. But
jewelry places are going to be gone.
I'll tell you one thing. thing.
I think there is something we could do.
Yeah, in the same paper it says that if you don't agree with it, you can basically fight it. But I think I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll try and sell my house and get more for it.
And te vas a ir para la high society para get your membership at the golf course?
Sí, I am. Yeah.
Guys, have a great evening, guys.
I am gonna go get that golf membership.
$350 a month. Hey, guys, tomorrow,
all cash.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in the morning, we'll be back in the Attack YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Get people to subscribe, folks. Please. We'll be back. I'm falling off. Guys, have a great evening. Be good to each other. Be good to my people out there in all aspects. Guys, we're in this together. Preach. Guys, thank y'all. God bless.
Bye, Michael. Bye, Roman.
Laters.
Love y'all. 2 seconds ago. He is.
That was a good one.
That was an hour and a half.
Yeah, dude.
That was good.
I know. It was a little bit. It was a little
Love you too,
bit shorter
Jeremy.
than 2 days ago with Carlos.